Basically, you talk about integrated approach on sustainable development, like the number of food you rescue, the emissions it could be converted into if this goes on the landfill and thereby leads to the emission of methane. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, for sure. So I always like to start with the statistic. Did you know that there's over 1.5 times the amount of food needed to feed everyone on the planet, yet millions globally still live hungry, right? It's a fascinating concept. But that's where our program, Nest Nurtures, comes in. It's focused around zero hunger, poverty, and climate change. And through this program, we've actually been able to rescue over 1.1 million pounds of surplus food, which is equivalent to over $2 million in value of meals donated and over 875,000 pounds of carbon emissions saved overall. So that's one action of food rescues and these large-scale service projects and that redistribution of food that has done that much impact, right? If you think about it, it's a fascinating thing when you use an integrated approach, how much impact you can truly make in the world. And so that's definitely something that we've seen. I mean, just this food rescue process itself involves not only SDG 2, zero hunger, but also SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, SDG 13, climate action, SDG 10, reducing inequalities, SDG 17, partnerships for the goals, SDG 1, no poverty, right? The list goes on of how many, just thinking in the scope of SDGs, how many SDGs are involved in just this one action. But then you think beyond the SDGs, how many different social issues are connected to one another, right? We have the inequitable distribution of food. You have, climate change wreckaging different agricultural processes like in farms, and we have exacerbated weather events that are making it more difficult for people to access food. So, I mean, there's just so many layers to, if you're just looking at food, how many layers there are within availability, accessibility, utilization of food, and the stability of food overall. You see how much is involved in just that one concept that we don't actively think about. But if we did, think about how many different approaches we could give to just this one topic of hunger and food and how we can really make a difference within that one sector. And then imagine replicating that to education, to gender equity, to mental health, to things like that, right? It's mind-blowing for sure.
Yeah, thank you so very much. That was wonderful.